Hey guys, HuShang here. Welcome to Multitasking Level 3. Today we're going to be looking at 3 different examples. I've got a Protoss Zerg example. We're going to be flying through it pretty quick because Level 2 was a little bit longer than I wanted. So we're going to be checking out Master level multitasking to get to Master's level basically. And let's get started with the Protoss example. So I'm actually watching my opponent here. We're going to be looking at the Adept scouting. This happens every single game, and you really need to be good at this if you want to get to Masters League, because one of the things you're checking for is whether you're getting all in. And if you don't know if you're going to get all in, then you're going to have a really hard time getting to Master League, because there's a lot of dirty cheesers in Diamond, as you guys probably already know. So let's check out this Adept micro. Actually, let's watch his micro or multitasking first. So we can see he comes in with his Adept. He's clicking over here and he's shading in. And then as he shades in, he's queuing some probes. He's not really watching. And then he just cancels, checks the third, clicking some more again. Let me slow it down actually. He's got his Stalker checking for an Overlord. And he's just kind of doing everything at the same time, right? And so we're going to learn how to do this. I think he's actually not that efficient compared to most GMs. He's actually overdoing it quite a lot here. And what I mean is, if we go back to the beginning, you'll notice that he's clicking multiple times with no added benefit. So sometimes you do want to click multiple times, and there's a reason. Like, let's say your probe is running away from a Zergling. You might want to click multiple times there because you're really trying to optimize the pathing so you don't get shot. But in this situation, we can already see the Protoss is clicked 3 times here, here, and here, with literally no benefit. In fact, this isn't even the best place to click because that is not running away from the Queen. A better place to click would be like maybe here or up here, so that the Adept is actually running away from the Queen and doesn't continue to get shot. So that could have been 1 click over here or over here. It actually didn't get hit again, so it was fine. But I would click over here always, just 1 time, and then I would shade. So already he's doing a little bit extra work. I think he does that quite a few times. Again, there's a bunch of clicks like here. Obviously, this click is changing the direction, so that's not bad. And you can also see he likes to use shift, which again, there's no reason to use shift unless you want to like change direction. So maybe you could click here and then shift over here. That would make sense because you don't want to go through here because then the Queen will hit you. So here, shift here makes sense, but like here, shift here, here, it doesn't do anything. What else? So that shift actually did make sense. But these clicks are pretty extra. Nothing's really happening there. That's all very clean. Again, lots of clicks. So the main thing this Protoss could fix is just clicking a lot for no reason. And the other thing I noticed is this Protoss isn't really checking the Adept scout. So, you know, what we could do is replace those clicks with looking at what's going on. Okay, let me play this myself and show you what we should do. I feel like we're already over the time limit for for Protoss. I guess this is not going to be like a 10-minute video. Okay, so let's join as Abyss. And oh, did I join way too early? I did. Let's make this Adept. Chrono boost that. And let's, I don't know, let's say we're playing a Stargate opening, I guess. We'll hotkey this. We'll get our probes over here. Okay, so first thing we're going to do here is get the Adept across. So if we want to do that quickly, if you're less than, if you're not trying to get to Masters, don't do this, obviously. This is for Masters players, or getting to Masters. We need to get this Adept across quickly because we want to be scouting. So we're going to shade across, right? And so we're going to shade, and that's it. Don't click again, just shade and you're done, right? there's no extra need for more clicks. So you want to make sure you're not clicking too much. If you are clicking too much, that's going to slow you down. And once it gets to, you know, here, let's say, you're going to do another shade. So that whole time I didn't touch it. If I was playing this as a real game, I wouldn't even be looking at the Adept. I would be doing other stuff. But let's say we get here and we want to shade into this, the natural maybe. And we also want to check the third base to make sure that it's there. So we can shade into the natural. You want to be precise with where you click because you don't want to have to do it again. Like you don't want to have to do this. This is something I see really common with people who haven't learned about multitasking very well. You're getting the scout, but you're wasting so much of your time, right? You're doing this. And this is just absolutely brutal. Look at my money. There's no way you can do this. So we need to make that way more efficient. We need to optimize every aspect of this. So even like doing this and in, like this is too much. This is all a waste of time. We can simplify this down to 2 clicks. And you want to do this in every aspect of your play. This is just an example. So the Adept comes in, like you're over here, right? And then you're move commanding from across the map. And all you should be doing is coming over here, shift into the natural, right click here, done. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. It's super easy. It's not hard. You just have to find the easy sequence. That's the hard part, is finding the easy sequence. Doing it is super easy. The hard part is doing it really badly, clicking like 8 times and then grabbing your shade and moving it through. So stop doing that. It's probably all of you. And then next thing we need to do is click on here and then cancel it. So we just look over here. We don't touch the shade because there's no reason to. It's already in the position we want it in. We're just going to count the drones, basically, is the idea here. I guess I didn't say that. The idea is to count the drones and see if they're all in. And so all we need to do is come over here, check the Adept, see if it's all out of drones or not, and then cancel it so it doesn't go in. You can also just click your control group. I did select the Adept there. You don't need to do that either. So we come in, shade, out, and then you could just click your Adept hotkey and press escape, and that would do the exact same thing. So that's how easy this action is. It's really not a lot of detail. A lot of the stuff is, you know, doing this at the same time. Let's see. I'm not sure what part of the build order this would be at, but let's just say that I'm going to take a third base and make some pylons. So my Adept comes in here. I'm going to shade, get out. I can do this, I can do this, and then I can cancel, right? So we can do all of that stuff at the same time because we simplified. Shade in, out. I don't have any hotkeys. Check the Adept shade. It's good. Cancel. Keep doing other stuff. So if you want to be doing other stuff, if you want to be multitasking, you have to first make the thing you're doing at the same time as efficient as possible. If you don't do that, you're not going to be able to multitask because you're, you know, busy clicking your Adept all over the place. Okay. So that's what we want to do. That's how we want to simplify. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, I just popped into a game against 4GG here because I was trying to show you guys in the unit tester and it was picking up my mines again. Stupid bug. I couldn't show you guys anything in there. So I'm loading up a game against 4GG and I'm going to show you in a real game how this is going to work. Pretty sure he won my job in this game. So just times 8 this. Yeah, perfect. And so while you're doing this mine drop, I think this is actually a pretty hard build. I wouldn't recommend anybody do this if you're not trying to get Master League. Like if you're still in Platinum, I would not recommend this builder. It's way too complicated. But let's say that you are trying to get Masters. Let's look at this multitasking. Okay, so we've got this Widow Mine. I don't know 40G's build here, but probably we're going to be queuing some stuff. It looks like we got to make a tank. So we need to figure out in this build order, you have to know your build order well to be able to do this, what we're going to be doing. So I think he's going to be building a siege tank, maybe some marines, and we'll add that in a second. He's got some depots. Yeah, so just the siege tank basically. So first things first, we have to figure out how to make the Widow Mine drop very efficient. Loaded in as the wrong player here. Okay, so we got to figure out how to make this widow mine drop very efficient. So we're coming in here. I would shift this through the base and then go home. And then you can D-click on your medevac, control-click the widow mine to select both, and burrow. And that should be it, honestly. If you're not GM, there's no reason to be targeting here because you don't have enough speed to do that. So that's pretty much all you should be doing. Now, we also need to be doing other things at the same time, or at least once we're done this. So to actually multitask, let's say we have to make a siege tank during this, and maybe some SCVs as well, because that's what I saw 4GG had to do. So let me make these. Okay, so we're flying through. We're shifting this through the base, and now we have some time, because this is flying. So let's queue up SCVs. Let's make a siege tank, medevac, marines. Maybe come back to this, boost it, depot, drop, out. SCVs again, tank, medevac, marines, and then these blow up, right? So which things did I not focus on? I didn't focus on what the widow mines did. I didn't care. I just let them do whatever they did. And maybe you like glance back after they fire and be like, sick, 20 workers. I'm going to win the game. But, you know, if they get one worker or whatever, you don't really care at this level. That's more of like a GM thing to target fire and like really focus in. What you should be focusing in on is like keeping up your production during this period, like cycling through your buildings, making sure you don't miss depots, that kind of thing. And in order to do that, you've got to make sure this is really, really efficient. Let me do that again, just to show you guys twice. Okay, so we got the guys in the medevac. So again, I'm going to shift through, keep that simple. Now we have time to cycle through our stuff. I don't have money for the tank apparently. And then once we get over here, D-click, burrow the widow mines, and then go back to macroing. Maybe grab some depots, for example. And then we're done. And if you really want to like multitask even more than this, which probably most people can't do yet unless you get really quick, you can pick them back up and get out. So yeah, so make it really efficient, then keep up your macro during the same period. You might want to practice like jumping back here and making depots really fast, because that's one of the core things you have to do. And if you can't do this really quick, then you're not going to be able to do it while you're dropping widow mines. So that's going to be super hard. Okay, let's look at another example. This is actually a much easier example, but it's more consistent. It actually is a pretty hard skill, and it's one of the most annoying scenarios for Zerg players when they're getting cannon rushed. So that's why I wanted to cover this one. So we're going to be looking at Ravager cannon macro. So basically, I'll have to make some hatches here to showcase this, and maybe some queens as well. So we have a couple hatcheries, we got queens at them, and Protoss is building some cannons, or Protoss has some cannons, maybe something like this. And a really common scenario, usually you don't really have 3 hatches, you usually have 2. And you're going to be macroing while using these Ravagers to clear the cannons. So that can be quite tricky. But basically, I see a lot of people way overcomplicate this exact scenario. So basically what I see people do is like have the Ravagers come in, Bile, and then get out, and they're like panic clicking, and then come back in and click, 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 click. And it's like, it's the craziest thing ever. It's super hard. And I'm not over exaggerating. This is like really common. Pretty much every Zerg student I've had has done something like this to some degree. And all you need to do is have rapid fire on C. Apparently I don't. Or on Terran hotkeys, that's why. So we're going to rapid fire C. And that's it. And then in 5 more seconds, I'm going to hold down C again. And that's the whole thing. But you just have to do it every 5 seconds. So every time 5 seconds is up, you got to hold C. And so the multitasking part is once you simplify this to its like easiest clicks, then you're going to do other things during this downtime. So you can see I have quite a bit of downtime here. I've got like, what is that? It's more than 5 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. We've got 7 seconds to do other stuff. So really it should look like this. Get some stuff, come back. Oh, we still got more time because we're so quick. And then Bile again. Do this. I don't know, spread some creep. We got nothing to do because there's no real base here. But you can see that there's a lot of time in there that you could be using, as long as you're not overdoing the actions, as long as you're not adding these meaningless clicks and getting shit over here. Just simplify our stuff, basically. Go through your whole gameplay if you want to get to masters. And every time you do something where you're clicking a shit ton, stop that and go figure out how to do it really efficiently. And again, if you guys want some help figuring out these things, like you have a specific task you want to figure out how to do efficiently, let me know, and then maybe I will do another video specifically on that thing. All right, I think that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed multitasking level 3. I think we have one more video in this series, level 4. That's going to be how to multitask at a grandmaster level. So if you guys are excited for that video, make sure to like this one so it gets into the algorithm. And I think that is all for this video. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.